Hi guys, I'm back. And today we're going to do a really simple pour. We're going to do probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 different pours over the next couple of weeks probably that are going to be just simple pours. For those of you who are just learning how to acrylic pour, this is the basics. So we'll call it back to basics. We've got 3 colors: white, a little bit of floetrol, a little bit of chilled distilled water, and a teeny tiny drop of silicone in each of the colors plus the white. And these 3 are apple barrel colors, which is the cheapest craft paint out there. The only thing about the apple barrel is it does dry a little duller than the bright colorful colors you see when they're wet. But then when you put your clear coat on, it sort of brings them back to life, and they turn out still very, very pretty. So we've got the apple barrel cranberry, and then we've got the apple barrel, let's see, this one is the wild iris, and then this one is Laguna. So as I said, they're going to dry a little darker and a little duller, but once you put your clear coat on, it's going to bring them back to life. We've got just a medicine bottle here. This is an 8x8 canvas. I always suggest that if you're just starting out, you use a small canvas. It's a lot easier to get a cool pour when you're using a small canvas. If you try, starting off with a 16 by 20, you're probably going to be a little disappointed with the outcome. So start small. The white is the Artist Loft Acrylic Flow White. And of course my silicone is the same silicone I've always used. Treadmill built lubricant 100% silicone from Lifespan. I can't talk today. And if you ask me, do I measure out my paint with my floetrol? No, I don't. I pour some paint in the cup, and then I pour a little bit of floetrol on top of it. Generally, probably 30 to 40% of the amount of paint. So say you have 2 ounces of paint, I'm probably going to put in an ounce to an ounce and a half of floetrol. Yeah, and then just a little bit of chilled distilled water to top it off. So we're going to start with the white. I've already put a drop of silicone in here. And then go for the wild iris. And the Laguna. And the cranberry. And then some more white. And I suggest pouring the white very lightly, even though this is the flow acrylic, which is not as heavy as the titanium. It still will sink if you're not careful. So just pour gently. You want to stack your colors one on top of the other. You don't want to pour them from up high and they all mix in the cup. And just with this little medicine cup, I like to fill it up completely. That's about the right amount of paint for an 8x8 canvas, because you're still going to be pouring off quite a bit of paint. Another drop of each. There we go. Okay, and you don't have to worry about those little drips. They're not going to hurt a thing. This is a little bit full, so it's probably going to spill over just a little bit. And I can see I did not adjust my push pins, so my canvas is wobbling a little bit. So let's see if we can't fix that a little bit. That's a little better. My table's not exactly flat. I see a little tiny cell over here in this corner coming up. As you can see, we've got cells over there coming up. immediately through that white. A lot. That's going to turn into lacing, and most of that white will completely disappear. Pretty cells over there, we're going to lose those too. Alright, let's get a palette knife. Always make sure you have your trusty palette knife handy so you can scrape out all that excess paint. Whoops, I dripped right in the middle of that. And put it on your corners. Always make sure you put it on the corners. Let's steal some of that. And what you want to do is sort of bring that over. That will help your paint spread to wet the corners down with the edges of the paint. Sorry, cells. You've got to go bye-bye. Oh, that is so pretty right there. I hate to lose that. We're going to try and save as much of that as possible. Okay, now that we've done that, let's torch, which will bring up cells all over the rest of it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Let's see if anything's gonna, nothing's gonna come up over here. We've got quite a bit of white right there, but that's okay. We're gonna, it's already going off this side, so that's the side we're gonna go off of first. My corner catcher is not quite big enough to catch all that. Hopefully we're not gonna lose too much of it. Let's go very slowly. Bring it back and drag your corner catcher down. See, it's already stretching out, so once it stretches out even further, we're going to lose a lot of that pretty. So we're going to go off the opposite corner. If you go back and forth like that, your cells tend to stay a little more round. I think I'm going to leave that corner catcher off because I want to get rid of a lot of that because it's just ugly. There we go. And back. And now we're going to go off of this side. Oh, I hope I don't lose all that. I don't like this at all. So probably going to have to pour off of that edge again. Okay, now we're going to have to get rid of a lot. Get rid of down there at the bottom. There we go. I really like stretching that up top. That looks kind of cool. Now I need to go off this side. And actually, I'm pouring off more than I usually do for this kind of pour, but I'm really kind of trying to stretch out those white lines as far as possible. Okay. It's interesting. Got some giant cells going on there. Okay. I think I'll drag it a little bit this way. Just a little bit, although I don't want to lose it. That cell and it's going off the side. Oh well. This turned out Strange. Just trying to. Okay. I think we better leave it alone. So interesting. Okay. Well, let's torch it again. Really quick, make sure we get all the air bubbles out. And then just a few, torch just a few places where maybe we want something to come up.
Be beautiful, Mommy.
Thank you, baby. See how they get bigger? Yeah, I kind of want something to come up right there. Just right there. Okay, that's it. We're going to leave it. Okay, not exactly what I expected, but
I think it's pretty.
it's actually kind of neat looking. I like it. There'll probably be some cells that come up through here because of the white there. I can see it already. The white's already coming up through there and right there. So we're just going to let it sit and let it do its thing off in the corner. Yeah. I think it turned out kind of cool. Okay, let's get you down. So we got some cool little cells right there, and look at those lines. Ooh, I love those lines. I don't get those very often, but they are cool when they show up. And sometimes after it sits for a while, the lines kind of disappear. They turn really super thin, which is really a shame because they look so cool. But these paints are really old, so I'm surprised they really cooperated at all. Let's go back to a pretty area. Oh, look at all those lines. I love those lines. Alright guys, there's your pretty for today. 3 colors plus white. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new to acrylic pouring, good luck. Watch some of my earlier videos on acrylic pouring. This one's not one of the more successful ones, but it's not bad. I like it. So we're going to let it dry. We can always turn it into jewelry later if it does weird things that I don't like, or I just decide I don't like it. But yeah, and someone asked on one of the paintings recently, was it for sale? Everything that I do is for sale, so if you guys are interested in anything, I'll be glad to get in contact with you and you know, let you adopt one of my little paintings. Alright guys, wherever you're on the planet, I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you're happy and healthy and wearing your masks in public. And please take care of yourselves. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. And for those of you who have donated to my channel recently, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's been 2 of you, and you 2 ladies know who you are, so thank you so very much. All right, see you later. Bye.